The Ashworth family's excitement was palpable as they pulled up to the imposing gates of Thornfield Manor. After years of cramped living in their London flat, the sprawling Victorian estate they had inherited from Thomas's great-uncle promised a fresh start and endless possibilities. Little did they know that crossing the threshold would plunge them into a world where the past refused to stay buried. From the moment they stepped inside, strange occurrences began to plague the family. Doors slammed shut of their own accord. Cold spots lingered in the summer heat, and the laughter of children echoed through empty hallways. Emma, the eldest daughter, found herself drawn to the gallery of old family portraits, their eyes seeming to follow her every movement with an unsettling intensity. Young Oliver's excited chatter about his new playmate, a boy in Victorian clothing who appeared in his room at night, was initially dismissed as an overactive imagination. But as the incidents multiplied, a creeping sense of unease settled over the Ashworths like a heavy fog. Determined to uncover the truth behind these unsettling events, Sarah, the family matriarch, delved into the manor's history. What she discovered chilled her to the bone. In 1847, the Whitmore family had perished in a mysterious fire that consumed the East Wing. Whispers of the father's descent into madness and accusations of foul play had swirled around the tragedy for generations. It was Mrs. Blackwood, the elderly housekeeper who had served the estate for decades, who finally revealed the horrifying truth. The spirits of the Whitmores were trapped within the manor's walls, seeking justice for their unjust deaths. As the days wore on, the supernatural activity escalated to terrifying heights. Furniture moved of its own volition. Bloody handprints appeared on pristine walls, and the family found themselves plagued by shared nightmares of fire and screaming children. The very essence of the house seemed intent on turning the Ashworths against one another, exploiting their deepest fears and insecurities with cruel precision. Emma's possession by the spirit of young Margaret Whitmore marked a turning point, her lilting voice speaking in an archaic English dialect that sent shivers down her parents' spines. Driven to the brink of madness, the family made a chilling discovery. Hidden behind a false wall in the attic, they uncovered a secret room containing irrefutable evidence of the original murders. Yellowed documents and a blood-stained diary revealed a terrible truth. Thomas's ancestor had been responsible for the Whitmore deaths, driven by greed and a lust for power. The spirits, bound to the house by their unresolved trauma, demanded acknowledgement of this long-buried crime and the performance of an ancient ritual to set them free. The house shook with the fury of the trapped souls, windows shattering and floorboards buckling beneath their feet. With trembling hands and racing hearts, they chose to stay and face their ancestral guilt. As the witching hour approached, the family gathered in the grand ballroom, now a maelstrom of spectral energy. Following the cryptic instructions found in the hidden room, they began the cleansing ritual. The air grew thick with the presence of the Whitmore spirits, their faces etched with centuries of pain and anger. In a blinding flash of light, the veil between worlds thinned. The Ashworths found themselves face to face with the wronged family, their ethereal forms shimmering in the candlelight. Words of apology and forgiveness were exchanged, tears flowing freely as the weight of generations of guilt and suffering lifted. As the final words of the ritual were spoken, a sense of peace washed over the room. The spirits of the Whitmores, finally at rest, faded away with gentle smiles and whispered thanks. The oppressive atmosphere that had hung over the estate for so long dissipated, replaced by a warmth and light that seemed to emanate from the very walls. The Ashworths, having faced their darkest fears and confronted the sins of the past, found themselves drawn even closer together. As weeks turned to months, Thornfield Manor blossomed under the care of its new inhabitants. The gardens, once overgrown and neglected, burst with colorful blooms. Laughter once again echoed through the corridors, this time born of genuine happiness rather than spectral mockery. The Ashworths had not only found peace with the house, but with their family's complex history as well. In the end, what had begun as a nightmare became a story of redemption and healing. Thornfield Manor, once a prison of horrors, had become a true home. A place where the past and present coexisted in harmony, and where the Ashworth family could build a future unburdened by the shadows of yesterday.